Donkey Kong Country is a cringy 90s show that's easy to criticize, but underneath the cringe is a technical world of brilliance to explore. And yes, there will be music.
Drive all the apes insane.
But once we put the show into context, you too will have a deeper appreciation for our favorite banana slammer. This is In Defense of Donkey Kong Country. Donkey Kong Country was a 1996 3D animated television show loosely based on Nintendo's Donkey Kong video games. And in case you aren't familiar with this apparent train wreck, here's a clip to get you started.
But I gotta look especially smooth. I'm dropping in on Candy. It's her birthday.
Candy, Candy, Candy! She's just a girl, DK! You can't have fun with a girl like we do!
But we can't just dismiss something at face value. Context matters. Welcome to 1996. Friends is only on season 2, Alanis Morissette is on the radio, and thanks to piles of money from Lucasfilm and Disney, 3D is coming of age. But what if you're not a legendary American studio with piles of money and invented 3D graphics? Well, then you get this. 1994's Reboot and 1996's Beast Wars.
Finally!
Both Canadian productions that, as far as I can tell, were hand-keyed. That means you give me a character and I am personally moving each limb on that character around until I make a pose. Then I move all the limbs and make the next pose, etc, etc, etc. It takes years to get good at this. And the only people with years of experience doing it at that time were the people who invented it. 3D animators were new, and it showed. Donkey Kong Country, however, is set apart by its use of motion capture. So they hooked up an actor, just like Andy Serkis in Lord of the Rings, big suit, lots of wires, and that actor danced around. They recorded the takes, yada yada, we've all seen motion capture, we know what it is. But did you know what motion capture was in 1996? Well, how could you? The first feature film to use motion capture to portray a character was 1996's The Island of Dr. Moreau, which was released on August 23rd, 1996. Donkey Kong Country premiered 12 days later, and as far as I can tell, guys, Donkey Kong Country might be the first television show to use motion capture for characters. Okay, there's Waldo from the Jim Henson Hour, but it's not the same as the big suit with the wires. And go ahead and banana slam that like button. Banana slam! If it's true that Donkey Kong is the first show to use motion capture, that's huge. That's so huge. But check it out, Jim Henson can only get Waldo running at a low resolution.
But I do feel compelled, with all due respect, to point out that the picture of you still looks pretty terrible.
The image you see on the screen is called a low-resolution picture. It's not really that good, but it's about the best the computer can do in real time.
Donkey Kong's doing the full rig in real time as it appears in the show. Wow. And you're gonna laugh, but the lip sync system is especially impressive. So check this out. See this weirdo in the chair? Your first thought is like, oh, he's doing the hand finger movements. Wrong. They would have just put the glove on the main actor. And the movement doesn't match. So what's this rubber ducker doing? Lip sync. I am dead serious. Every finger movement that this guy is doing is mapped in real time to a phoneme, a mouth shape that represents a sound. Ah, oh, ooh, that kind of thing. I've never seen that. We still struggle to do facial tracking and lip sync. It's hard. It often looks uncanny even today. Granted, it still looked bad and it looked really bad. But when you didn't have facial tracking technology, they just trained some guy on the lip sync gloves. That's brilliant. Okay, it is so smart. I need you to appreciate this.
Le principe est que j'ai des expressions sur chaque doigt et que je peux les mélanger entre elles, les provoquer plus ou moins. Un doigt égale une expression.
Eh oui, et moi je vais prendre mon petit déjeuner.
This is lip sync. And even more impressive, but not as well known, is their integration of live action in DKTV. These guys appear to be pioneers for motion capture in television, but Donkey Kong ain't done yet. Donkey Kong is about to banana slam into live action VFX as well. Bienvenue à DKTV.
Vous êtes sur DKTV.
Et maintenant pour vous, le king de rock'n'roll, Donkey Kong
So the studio that's doing all this motion capture in Donkey Kong is called Media Lab. And with all their assets and characters from the show, Media Lab just started pumping out content for live action shows, advertisements, interstitials, all with French Donkey Kong. Their use of motion capture for television, real-time rendering of that motion capture, lip sync system, live action integration, and efficient workflow of reusing their assets to create another separate show is astounding. So again, Waldo probably wins for first 3D characters to interact with real characters, even though they were puppets. But if this isn't the first time a 3D cast interacted with a live action cast, it's definitely very early. Nick, if you're telling me that this is a technical achievement, why is it still cringy? Dude, why is any 80s or 90s show cringy? Tropes abound. Cowbungas, radical dudes, skateboarding animals. That stuff sold. They were giving you what you wanted. So what's the difference between Donkey Kong Country and say Ninja Turtles? The difference is you're not used to 3D being this bad. Old 80 cartoons have style because you grew up with them and you love them. Are they good?
Get out of my sight!
Are they? Would a 2D animated Donkey Kong Country still be cringy? Yeah, probably, but it wouldn't be as visually striking as the 3D version of it. So let's do it. Let's watch a scene from Donkey Kong Country and shower it in the praise that it deserves.
Yes, a curse. Here it is. Curse your way to the top. Success through voodoo.
Okay, so when he's saying like, ooh, a curse, like look at that eye. If this is his root, he's kind of leaned back here, kind of looks like that. And that's actually anticipating him going forward right here. So now you look at his hips there and he's much more leaned over. And look at the way that his head's coming out here, right? So he's leaned over and his head's coming out. He's pushing forward into the book. He's excited. He's ready to curse. That's just good acting. Success. That little secondary action is so good. And you wouldn't get that hand keyed, right? Nobody in 96 is keying this. Not for a TV show, not for Donkey Kong. Although I will tell you right now, look at this thumb. And then 1-2 frames later, it's like closing and stuff. That's way too fast. That's going to come off as poppy. But one of the parts that will be hand keyed in this show are the hands and the fingers. I think overall this animation is pretty poppy. It's a little jittery. And I think that's probably coming from, and I know that's coming from the motion capture. So I think what they're missing is a polish pass and a smoothing pass on that animation, because the animators would go in and they would smooth that out. You don't see a lot of smoothing on Donkey Kong. Look at this. Look at this right here. His jaw is going straight through his body. So the main part is the motion, how this character is acting, bringing this character to life. And you see a lot of that. He's moving like an evil guy. He's gesturing like an eccentric bad guy. And I'm pretty sure you wouldn't get that on Beast Wars.
Finally!
Donkey Kong Country was a huge technical achievement of the 20th century. Cutting-edge technology and artistry came together in one brave act, showing off the new technology of 3D animation naked and exposed. And they didn't use this technology for more profitable industries. No, they're using it to entertain your childhood. They wanted to bring to life a character that you love. They gave him a totally radical catchphrase because they wanted you to think he was worth watching. They wrote tons of original songs for you to dance along to. They did it for you. So the next time you see a clip of Donkey Kong Country being tossed around the internet like so much trash, give a nod to your favorite Banana Slammer and all those little buddies that worked so hard to entertain you all those years ago. My name is Nick Maybury, your 3D coach, and I'll see you next week.